The environment around us is changing. Water and air pollutants are reducing all over the world. And guess what? There's penguins roaming around on the streets of Cape Town like gangsters. Hi, my name is Sid, and today I'm going to talk about the relation between COVID-19 and the natural world. And finally, what steps can we take to maintain this good environmental change that we see around us? Before we start, a bit about myself. I work in the field of environmental science and management and help businesses and communities on how to be more sustainable.
Definition क्या है?
Where I have the definition written here somewhere. Let me just quickly get it. Sustainable development can be defined as meeting the needs of the current generation without compromising the needs of future blah 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 whatever. You see, in simple terms, it means how to be as efficient and eco-friendly as possible and leave behind adequate resources for the future generations. That means your kids, their kids, and
their grandkids, and their grandkids, and their grandkids, and their grandkids, and their grandkids, and their grandkids,
and so on. Coming back to the topic of the video, what you see in these pictures, it is more of a miracle, because to be frank, even I'm surprised to see such a massive change in the environment when all human activity stops. Now, one of the reasons why COVID-19 could have started is because of human-wildlife conflict. But how exactly? We all know that COVID-19 pandemic could have started from bats, because bats are said to be disease carriers. I'm sure you must have heard about these wet markets. You know, places that sell animals in a very unethical and illegal manner. It is theorized that from one of these wet markets, an infected bat spread the disease onto humans that consumed them. I mean, why would you do that? That's just crazy. I guess because some people just like to eat everything that moves. This happens because humans are more and more encroaching into wildlife habitats. And sometimes we take up projects that push the boundaries of protected natural areas and end up burning forests and wetlands either for commercial agriculture or any kind of industrial activity. So the local animals in that area either move deeper into the forest or come in contact with humans, causing a conflict, and sometimes are caught and sold in these wet markets. So clearly, the more we push the boundaries of nature, the more it'll hit back on us. Now let's take a step back and see what these projects actually achieve. Yes, we will earn a little bit of money with these activities, but what good are these projects if we can't protect the nature and the environment that we live in? The spread of the current COVID-19 pandemic is a good example of this because it teaches us a very, very important concept. What good is all this economic activity if you can't keep yourself safe and healthy? Just think about it. You know, that's like coming home to your wife or to your husband and telling them, "Hey baby, I'm so sorry. There's no more wild animals for us to see on holidays and air pollution is slightly killing you. But look, we made so much money this year." And then your partner would be like, "सब कुछ बिगड़ाना है, तो बच्चा ही मत पैदा करो ना." So after having heard all this, I'm sure you must be thinking, what can we as individuals do now? Believe it or not, this is the perfect time for us to plan and strategize on how we can decrease our environmental impact. Why is this the perfect time? Because we have all had time to think and reflect on our businesses during lockdown and can implement the strategies that I will shortly speak about after the lockdown. So just take a moment to think. There's generations that are going to live here after you, like your kids and grandkids. Would they want to live in such a place? Damn bro, rula diya. Coming back to the current pandemic, we know that most of the industrial activities have completely stopped. That's why there's a massive reduction of water and air pollutants. And the pollutants that were there from before the lockdown, where do you think they went? Yeah, on your houses, on your streets, and probably on you as well as you walked on the streets. Don't worry, this sort of things happen every year when the monsoon just flushes down all the pollution on us. It's called acid rain. How ironic. Just take a peek outside your windows and balconies. When did you actually see such a clear sky? So to those of you who are still skeptics and believe that humans don't cause environmental pollution, think twice, because your time and era are now gone. So what do I mean by plan ahead? Yes, it's nice to stop people from cutting trees, not littering on the road, and not using much fuel and electricity than you need. These things are very important and we must continue to do them. But on a broader scale, we need to think about our businesses and economies. It's time we start thinking big. Now let me put things in perspective. The economy that we currently live in is like a linear economy, where we use resources to manufacture goods, we use them and dispose them in the cheapest way possible. This is clearly not sustainable in the long run. So some smart people in my field came up with a new type of economy. It's called a circular economy, where we use sustainably sourced resources to manufacture goods and use them in a responsible manner. And at the end of its life, we either reuse them or recycle them and put it back in the economy. This type of economy is a lot more sustainable and, quite frankly, life-saving for all of us. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wait, how am I in a football jersey? That's because I love to play and watch football. And similarly, I also enjoy other sports like cricket or badminton, for example. So, in a sustainable world, would I stop doing these things? Because, like I said, anything we do has an impact on the environment. Not exactly. I just wish that this was made out of recycled plastic or it came in sustainable packaging. Now, wouldn't that be cool? You see, the point I'm trying to make here is in a circular economy, we can continue to go about doing our businesses or our daily activities, whatever you like, but also maintaining high environmental standards at the same time. It's important to maintain a balance between economics and the environment. So go ahead and think about the products and services that you provide and analyze each stage of its life, so you will know where you're having the most environmental impact. Of course, there are many more ways out there that you can use to be more sustainable, and I will talk about it in due course. But for now, I'm gonna end the video here so you can think and reflect on what's been said as we try to make these tough times resourceful for the future. So please subscribe to my channel, Sustainability What? Until then, stay safe and see you soon.